Have you ever wondered what happens to the many horses that we see racing in Dubai once their careers are over? Well, if they're owned by Darley or indeed any member of the Maktoum family, a lot of them get flown home. And once that's happened, they come here. This is Darley's Rehoming Centre on the outskirts of Newmarket. This fellow is Gold Cup 4th Gulf of Naples. He's here at the moment, but very soon he'll be rehomed and go off and enjoy a happy life somewhere else. The 400-acre estate is owned by local businessman Nick Wright, who generously allows his land and staff to be used as a base for the scheme, which has successfully rehomed 151 horses so far.
Well, really it all stems from Sheikh Mohammed. Everybody knows that not only is he a ruler of Dubai and Prime Minister of the Emirates, he also loves horses. And what happens, obviously, is you become more and more attached to them the better and the longer you have them for. And so therefore it made perfect sense for the horses that have become friends, as it were, and have served Sheikh Mohammed well, will go and be rehomed and find another life doing something else once their racing days are over. And it has been a wonderful success. And not only is Sheikh Mohammed and Princess Haya very proud of what the horses do and what they achieve, I think it's fantastic for racing generally to understand, that more can be done for horses.
With around 30 horses on site at any one time, looking after them is a big job and one that falls to yard manager Jo Brisland and her team of 8 riders and grooms. Jo explained more about the day-to-day running of the operation.
They go through a process where they come to us, they need some form of turnout so that we can get them to socialise with other horses again, and then we start the reschooling process when they're fat and happy, and we then aim to find them nice riding homes.
The barn and paddocks are chock full of familiar equine names, and one of the first we met was Group 3 winner Shabal, who seems happy and relaxed in his new life, and ex-hurdler scriptwriter, who is one of the elder statesmen in the barn at 11 years old. Once the horses have completed their holidays in the field, they are gradually reintroduced back into work and get used to an entirely different style of exercise. We see a couple of them behind us, Colonial and Secrecy, and you were telling me they're just beginning the riding process.
Yes, both of them have probably been sat on no more than 6 times, so it's very early days, and you can hear from the girls they're praising them an awful lot because they're just beginning to get the idea of their new career.
And you're saying that they're turned out for a long time, and then you gradually reintroduce them to work, and of course it's completely different from what they're used to in a racing yard.
Very much so. They have to bend and go in a circle to begin with. So the girls will start with a lot of groundwork, some lunging, long lining. We take them back to almost their baby roots and restart them basically. Yeah.
And then after that you make a sort of assessment depending on the horse as to when you feel they're ready to move on.
Yes, they can vary greatly. Every horse is completely different. Some will come to hand very, very quickly and learn their new career very quickly. Others take a little bit longer to adjust to not going in a straight line and not going from 0 to 40 miles an hour in a couple of seconds.
And then they get loaned, is that right, to potential new owners as I suppose a sort of probation period for both the owner and the horse?
Yes, if I find somebody suitable, they come here and meet the horse first. If I'm happy with the way they ride the horse and their situation, they go to them on a 3-month loan period. At the end of that, I go and visit the horse to make sure the horse is happy and healthy. Then a non-racing agreement is signed, so the horse obviously can't race again, and they pay £100 plus the VAT.
So it sounds like they're getting a bargain horse, but I mean, we should say that it's perhaps not for everyone. You do need to be a certain standard of rider, is that fair?
Yes, thoroughbreds are very sharp-minded whether they've been in racing or not, and these horses, even though they might be 7 or 8-year-olds, are, for me, classed more as a 4-year-old, so they need the education to be carried on once they leave here. So just somebody that's happy to ride a thoroughbred.
And it's great for me wandering around, because I've seen a lot of names I know. A lot of these horses actually raced in Dubai.
Yes, yeah, it's lovely to have horses that have landed at Stansted and come straight here and see the green fields, and it's just nice to watch them go out and put their heads down and be horses.
Looking on your website, there's many success stories. I suppose the most famous would probably be Papineau, would it? The Gold Cup winner.
Yes, very much so. Yeah. Who had a short spell with us recently and has now been rehomed locally, and now being very much a family pet. Being a real part of the family.
Part of the retraining process is getting the horses ready to be ridden on the roads. And ex-John Gosden inmate Boycott and Acomb Stakes runner-up Emerald Commander seem to be taking the process in their stride.
Introvert takes the lead. Our Lane coming from last, running on. Lord of the Stars battling away, but Introvert a big winner.
The horse behind us, just going over some poles that in the school, is Introvert, winner of the Maidan Classic a couple of years ago for Godolphin. Tell us about him. When did he arrive here?
He came to us October last year. He had 6 months out in the field and started work in March of this year.
But he's going over those poles quite happily, and is that sort of the stage he's at now?
Yes, he would be near enough ready to be rehomed, and when we do the pole work with the horses, we take everything very, very slowly so that they don't scare themselves, and even when they're jumping quite nicely, to warm them up we will start them with pole work and then build up to the jumping.
And what sort of owner do you think might take this fellow on? Because I know a lot of your horses, you were telling me, have gone on to go to hunting yards.
Yes, they're complete mixture. They will be from happy hackers right through to show jumping, eventing, hunting. Introvert, I imagine, will go to somebody that wants to do a little bit of everything, just a nice all-rounder, riding club level, one-day events, and fingers crossed he's a superstar in the making.
With Darley and several charities taking positive steps towards rehoming ex-race horses, life after the track is an increasingly bright prospect for many. However, Ferguson believes that more can still be done.
I think at the end of the day, obviously, there are ways of horses moving on from flat racing in England, and obviously with national hunt racing and jumping, you've got hunting. But I think it's vitally important that everybody understands that if they buy a horse, they have a responsibility to look after that horse. And at the end of the day, sending a horse to a small sale somewhere where you're not convinced the horse is going to have a life afterwards, I think it is a worrying precedent. And I would say that yes, people should own horses, but they should realise that they are not just something to enjoy for a short period of time. They are a responsibility.
Donatevum on the outside. Donatevum, Westphalia in a thriller. Donatevum has got up to win it.
Of course, some horses are perhaps too badly injured ever to be rehomed, and this is Donatevum, winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf in 2008 for Her Royal Highness Princess Haya. He's one such horse, I understand. He's going to be here for a while.
Yes, he will be. He will live his days out with us here.
And that's because of the nature of his injury. He can't really be used as a riding horse.
Yes, he's now classed unrideable, so it would be unfair for us to try and find him a home, and he's happy here.
We just had to wake him up. He was properly asleep when we arrived to film. He's now biting my hand. What's his temperament like? He seems lovely.
He's a real sweetie. Yeah, no, he's the yard mascot, I think.
And you call him Donald?
Yes, we do, unfortunately, yes.
Before we left, there was just time to visit a few more stars. Being here is like a who's who of ex-Godolphin horses. This fellow here is Troth Ra, who actually raced for Ismail Mohammed in Dubai. And he's sharing a paddock with one of my old favourites, Calvados Blues, and also Inla, who Godolphin bought, and Red Gulch as well. It's great to see them here, turned out, learning how to be horses again.